I think everything went wrong. Everything you can imagine went wrong.
Hey, nice that you're watching. Welcome again to this unknown video series where every week we shine a spotlight on unknown innovations, unknown startups all around the world. And today we're shining our spotlight on the Krekerij.
Yep.
Sander, welcome here.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, nice that you're here. Yeah, today I'm curious to find out kind of your entrepreneurial journey. You're having a food innovation, which is, I think, unique. It's a different approach, and I think it's replacing traditional proteins.
Yeah.
I'm curious to hear kind of how did this journey went so far? What are your ambitions? What are your goals? And how do you see your future? And also to find out, like, how have you been supported along the way with this whole ecosystem of all those support organizations around you that are there? Maybe to start off with, kind of, you could give us a brief explanation. What are you doing? What is the Krekerij?
Yeah, that's very good. So my name is Sander Peltenburg and I'm from the Krekerij. And basically we believe that crickets and grasshoppers will become part of our staple diets in Europe. And we want to achieve that before 2030. But for a lot of people, I think insects are quite a strange thing and they're not very happy to eat whole insects in their salad, for example. So we really focus on processing them into meat products and make products that you could find on your plate or in a restaurant. And that's also where we're focusing on. We're focusing on the food service. And selling products there.
So you as a company, you do the production of the meat, you do the production of the burgers. What kind of in the whole supply chain do you do, and what do you kind of
outsource?
Yeah.
So we're very adamant that we don't rear the animals themselves. So we have farmers that are very good at growing insects. We work very closely together. We do often focus on the food schemes because they really take on the taste of what they eat. Then we take it frozen into our production facility and there we start. So for small batches, we often do it from frozen insect, process it to an end product. But I can also show some pictures later that we're now really outsourcing the end production. So making the burger patty, making the meatballs, for example.
In scale.
Yeah, because you have these companies who invested hundreds of thousands of euros in these production lines, and as a startup, I think you should outsource those capital intensive things.
So in the end, kind of your core is in the recipe. It's in that part of processing.
Yeah.
Well, now we know what you're heading towards.
Yeah.
Let's go back and where it all started.
Yeah.
You already touched upon your own background. Kind of how I see one of your co-founders or your co-founder. I see it in the picture here. Like, how does it start?
These were the first experiments. And then the next step, when you make a product and people like it or want to eat it or want to use it, you have to start validating.
Yeah.
We went to a festival. We could make like 12 burgers or something. But the festival director, Sjoerd, he said, okay, guys, you can hand out 12 burgers or you can work your butts off and you can become a food vendor. So I drove throughout the Netherlands. I picked up this old caravan, which was from Jesdelf students.
I saw it on some other events as well.
We drove it everywhere, but we painted it cricket green. And it's also funny because there was the first time that we had to buy on a scale insects. Yeah. And we called a company called Insect Europe at that time. It was based in Flevoland. And we called them, okay, we need 10 kilograms of insects. And it was silent. It was like, okay, I'll call you back in half an hour. And half an hour later, I picked up the phone. We have 6 kilograms.
Yeah.
Which was
it so unusual to buy like 10 kilograms?
It was back then. It was just not.
We're talking 3 years ago.
Yeah, 3 years ago. I think now it's much easier, but back then there was just not so much around. So I think we bought maybe 50% of the entire insect stock in the Netherlands, maybe. And then we just started making it, and we made 345 burgers. We ate 3 ourselves, and the rest sold out.
Cool.
At the beginning, everybody was like, okay, what are you talking about? Eating insects, what's that? But approximately 2 years ago, that totally changed. Because people were, getting...
So it's a real recent development, you say? The whole... you were right at the start of this development?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that first festival was quite interesting, but then you have to keep on going. So I think we were 6 weeks in a food truck, going to all these festivals and then learning a lot. But then we immediately said, okay, food trucking is not a business model. This is not something that we're going to do the rest of our lives. So we did the program with Climate Kick, and we became second in the Climate Launchpad competition in the Netherlands. And then we did the Get Started program at Erasmus Center for Entrepreneurship. So really to start, creating the business model. Yep. And that's also when we started focusing more on catering companies, which was quite a good choice. And at that time, the supplier of insects went bankrupt. So, and we had a lot of agreements to make our burgers there. So we had to produce our own production facility. So in that year, I think in January, we had our own production facility. We could make our own products. We had the customer segment that was interesting. We had new cricket farms that we could source from. And also George became the student entrepreneur of the year.
Okay, so
that was quite fun. And
this was all 2018.
It was all 2018.
Yeah.
And that was also really when we said, okay, this is really viable.
Yep.
We know enough. We're going to incorporate our company.
Yep.
So I think in March 2018, we incorporated our BV. And that's when we say we really started.
Previously, you said Burg Foods. When did you change your name?
So it was in 2018. You see here, this was a very proud moment. It was our first series production of burgers.
Cool.
I think it was
How much?
120 or something.
120.
Yeah.
Cool.
But then we went to the Gasvrij Rotterdam, and we had the name the Krekerij, which is short for cricket butchery in Dutch. And that was really the moment that we were launching that to the food service, really on broad scale. This was September 2018. And we were testing our products, testing if people would like the name, and if we could get a very big audience of food professionals saying, okay, this is a good idea.
Yep.
So that was a very big learning moment. Okay, the storytelling is different, the sales is different, the benefit for the customer is different because it's a very different segment. And I think before there, we always had event caterers that really liked us. So that's also helpful. Yeah. And then you were really launched into the real world.
Yeah.
Impact and also sustainability becomes such a broad word. But for me, I could not imagine myself make a company where I would drill for oil, for example. We've been raised in this environment that we know we have to change things to make the planet more sustainable, which is also a little bit vague. But for me, impact is thinking about, okay, what products am I making, and is it a net positive or a net negative on our society? And we always want to be on the positive side.
Yeah, cool. Interesting. What do we see? A lot of trophies.
Yeah. So it might be interesting why I really focused on this trophy, because this is the Columbus Trophy of the BBB Maastricht, which is one of the bigger food conferences in the Netherlands. Mm-hmm. And they have a jury of, I think, 50 food professionals. And every year they're judging the most innovative food entrepreneurs in the Netherlands. And for us, it was always very hard to say, okay, we're really doing well in the food service. But 50 food service professionals judged us, looked into our business plans, looked into our growth strategy.
Really, by your clients, the people that should buy it, they recognize you.
Exactly, and they said, "Oh, these guys are really taking it serious and are the most innovative entrepreneurs of the year." So that for us, that was a big acknowledgement, because it were really people who know the market who said, "You are the winner."
Yeah, cool. Well, congratulations on that. I think a lot of people will be curious, kind of what it tastes like. They wanna taste the nutty flavors. Like how can they experience the Krekerij, your burgers?
Yeah. So at the moment, I think all the restaurants that are up and running are on our website, and we have some B2C channels. So we have these outlets that you can order throughout the Netherlands, but the main focus for us is still restaurants. So you can look up the website and see what restaurants
Which is?
Dekrekerij.nl.
Yeah.
And then maybe the previous slide is quite interesting, because Corona hit, and we had the option to be in every Lidl store of the Netherlands.
Which is quite
big, which was a huge production. I think 87,000 sausage rolls
So
that we made, and I think everything went wrong. Everything you can imagine went wrong, but we managed it, and it was also a test. So we presented for them, and they also did I think these pots of whole insects last year, and they were not really happy about it, and I was really thinking, okay, what can work in this retail store, and what is it that consumers want to try? So and we conceptualized like these small sausage rolls. You take it on a party, like there were I think 8 in every box. You put in the oven, and you have a centerpiece of the party, or for your Eastern breakfast or whatever, and you can share it. So we pitched that idea with the brand Little Hoppers.
So it was your own brand pitching to
the Lidl.
To the Lidl,
So
it was not a different company called Little Hoppers using.
No,
like
so we totally made that, and so they were very happy with that, and we launched it with quite a success.
So everything went wrong, but everything went well after all.
In the end, everything comes together, but I think there were very touchy moments. Like there was one issue about the right certificate for food safety, and that was, I think, if I would have been 3 minutes late, it would not gone through. We had to change bakers in one day. So all these things happen. Yeah. But for us, this was really the proof that we can do it at this scale and also at this food safety level, which is the highest of Europe.
Yeah. I find it really inspiring the way how you approach the company, like I said, as an engineer, but I think approaching it in a way that you look upon the future as a production house or a real kind of enabling different brands, different products, and therefore really going towards scalability. Yep. So I'm really looking forward seeing your products and hearing it on the news, seeing it at every restaurant, and I hope there's a bright future there. For everybody watching, thanks for watching. As previously said, we've got our impact competition running with Get in the Ring. If you are a food entrepreneur or active in the water domain or energy domain, and you are active on making impact, then for sure join us in this competition. We have a whole set of support organizations, all of Europe joining in, so it can really accelerate your business, like also Sander did with Krekerij. So I hope to see you next time, and thanks for watching.